Episode 456. The EU publishes AI Act compliance guidance.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
The European Union's AI Act has crossed into a new phase, and for anyone building, deploying or publishing with AI, the message is getting clearer. Transparency is no longer optional. Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI6, the podcast that helps you stay up to date with all things AI. As of yesterday, the 2nd of August 2026, the first wave of AI Act transparency rules are live, and the European Commission has now published guidance to help companies and public bodies understand what compliance should look like in practice. There are 3 rules most people will actually understand or feel that it's relevant to them. So if you use a chatbot, see an AI-generated image, or watch a video that has been synthetically altered, the EU wants that to be disclosed more clearly. The Commission's new guidance is aimed at providers and deployers of AI systems that fall under the transparency obligations in Article 50 of the AI Act. That means AI companies, platforms, publishers, and organizations using certain AI tools now have clearer direction on when they need to tell people they are interacting with AI and when content has been generated or manipulated by artificial intelligence. The guidance covers a number of specific areas. It explains how interactive AI systems should disclose they are AI, how AI-generated or manipulated content should be marked, and how users should be informed when they are dealing with deepfakes or other synthetic content. It also touches on public interest content, emotion recognition, and biometric categorization, which are among the more sensitive AI use cases in the law. The Commission says the aim is to make the rules easier to apply in real life and not just on paper. And that's important because one of the recurring criticisms of AI regulation is that compliance language can be technically correct but operationally vague. This guidance is designed to narrow the gap and give organizations something more concrete to work from. For businesses, this is a point where AI governance becomes a practical workflow issue rather than a policy discussion. Teams will need to know where AI is being used, what disclosures are required, how labels are applied, and whether the content is being produced or altered in a way that triggers the act. For media organizations, the significance is even sharper. Synthetic media, voice cloning, AI-generated text, and manipulated visuals are now part of the daily content environment. And the EU is pushing towards a world where audiences should be able to tell what is human-made and what is machine-generated. Not sure that's going to be entirely possible just by looking, listening, or reading, but this is where the watermarking and the declarations come into play. So it has implications not just for tech compliance, but for trust, editorial standards, and audience transparency. And so the EU is trying to set the global standards for AI transparency, just as it did with privacy under GDPR. And so in that sense, this guidance is not only about compliance inside Europe, it's also part of the EU's effort to shape how AI systems are designed and disclosed globally. And I have linked those guidance notes in the show notes of the podcast. So with the EU AI Act now moving into a new phase, make sure that you are compliant, make sure you understand your responsibility because, as they say in this episode, it's going beyond compliance and really it's about public trust. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.